Laila and her friend. A young man advised his cousin Laila to wear the hijab and be more religious and ethical. He also informed her that he would propose to her, but she refused to take his advice and rejected him. She was always a good listener to her friend Noha, who told her that her cousin Fahmi had a crush on Laila and that he wanted to ask her hand for marriage. Laila was really happy. Then she married Fahmi. They lived at his mother's house, which was a middle class level styled house. 2 months later, he tried to convince his wife to move to one of the Gulf countries and work as a nanny with a high pay grade. He promised her to buy a house, a car, land, and a lot of other things once she works there with the money. She was hesitant till her friend Noha interfered and convinced her to go. She traveled and started working. As a year later, she sent a huge amount of money to her husband to buy an apartment and a car. Indeed, he bought everything but under his own name. Furthermore, he asked her to stay longer in order for him to design the house from the inside. She listened to him and stayed for 5 more years of hard work and loneliness, missing her husband. She decided to return on a day without letting anyone else know of her arrival after 5 long, slow, tedious years of waiting. As the plane landed, she went straight to the new house's address. She rang the bell, following with the door opening in the sight of her closest best friend Noha in front of her face. Noha told her that she married Fahmi because he was lonely without his wife. At the same moment, Fahmi with a smile said, "As we agreed, I bought the house, furnished it, bought a car, and a piece of land, and all of that is under my name, so calm down a bit so we can reach an understanding." Noha then smiled and said sarcastically, "I don't mind if you stay with us to take care of our future children, since you already have some experience in that field." The wife went crazy and said, "Allah is enough for me and the best deputy." Then she passed out. When she woke up later, she found herself at her parents' house. Her father recommended for her to have patience and get closer to Allah. She cried and repented to Allah and put on her hijab. She started praying and reciting the Quran every night with tears in her eyes. A month later, Laila and her father asked Fahmi to divorce her, but he refused. Then Noha was outraged and accused Fahmi of having feelings towards Laila still. Consequently, she asked him to write the house under her name and give her the piece of land he bought. But Fahmi rejected her needs and told her that he already divorced Laila 2 days earlier. Noha didn't believe what he said, and out of nowhere she had a knife in her hands and stabbed her husband to death. She was arrested then by the police and went to prison. On the good side, Laila inherited everything Noha couldn't get. At the end of the day, Allah avenged Laila and gave her what was right for her and comforted her heart with a big smile.
ولا تحسبن الله غافلا عما يعمل الظالمون إنما يؤخرهم ليوم تشخص فيه الأبصار مهطعين مقنعي رؤوسهم لا يرتد إليهم طرفهم وأفئدتهم هواء وأنذر الناس يوم يأتيهم العذاب فيقول الذين ظلموا ربنا أخرنا إلى أجل قريب نجب دعوتك ونتبع الرسل أولم تكونوا أقسمتم من قبل ما لكم من زوال وسكنتم في مساكن الذين ظلموا أنفسهم وتبين لكم كيف فعلنا بهم وضربنا لكم الأمثال وقد مكروا مكرهم وعند الله مكرهم وإن كان مكرهم لتزول منه الجبال فلا تحسبن الله مخلف وعده رسله إن الله عزيز ذو انتقام.